Alrighty, we're joining it right as I'm about to get a trade for an upgrade on my bow over here. And it's perfectly requiring us to be level 58, which is perfect for us. So, we just got an upgrade in the bow, and I'm going to show you guys kind of what I look for in the very beginning of an upgrade. Because eventually we will want to get a 6-link bow, but that's kind of like not very realistic right now at this moment. So, what we looked for, and I just used the tool once again over here. I had 3 chaos orbs. This was the best thing. In the very beginning, it's not bad to do this, but later it can be bad to not use the tool. And the reason why is there's so many other factors. We're talking crit strike chance. We're talking extra bonus damage as other damage. There's a lot of factors that go in here. But this one has such high DPS over here, it really didn't matter for a lot of the things here. So what I did is I went and I just used the tool, and if you want to see the filters, yeah, it becomes pretty crazy. What I recommend people to do, if you want to get an upgrade on your bow, you just go to the bow category, and then you want to go to add another group, and you want to hit not. So we don't want chaos damage to attacks, because we don't scale chaos damage. So I want it to not have this stat, and then I'm going to hit search. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sort it by the DPS, not physical DPS, but the other DPS. But we also want to put in like whatever I have for maximum chaos orbs. It was going to be the same bow at the end of the day. But you can see this is the one that we just purchased. But there's another one for 809. It's like 2 less DPS, and it is a 5-link. This one is way better. Wait, this one's only 1 chaos? I probably should have got this one, and then I'd have 2 extra chaos orbs. This one was just listed, but that's totally fine. Oh, someone wants to get an item. So we're going to go ahead and leave the party here. And then we'll go back. We already have a 5-link, so the other one's not going to be that big of a difference. But let's go ahead and invite that guy that wanted to get our item. That was that helmet that we got the other day. So if we can sell this for... let's see, where do we have it? So this was the item. And we're just going to go to his hideout, and then we will go trade this item. But yeah, ideally for the bow, just because I wanted to upgrade, look for something around like 700 DPS, because we were still rocking this thing was like 400 and something. But we're just going to go open the trade here. Oh, and maybe he doesn't want the item. And this can happen. You'll get people that like want an item, and then they're just like 2 seconds later, they already get a different one. All right. So this one will be totally good. And now we have a problem that these aren't going to be linked. So how are we going to fix this problem? Well, we're going to do it through luck. And if someone doesn't want your item, you have to actually relist the item. And if you want to get this thing, what it's called is a premium stash tab. It does need to be purchased, but it's like literally $1. It really does help out. But let's go to stash tab. So it's called upgrade to premium stash tab. You can see it over here. And it costs 15 of the Path of Exile currency, but if you purchase it through Steam, yeah, it's not very much, but nonetheless, it's optional if you want to do it. But we do have a problem with the sockets here, so yeah, definitely no pay to win though. It definitely helps out though, but I need to get specifically, ideally, I don't really need inspiration, but if I can just get it to have, oh, also you can hold shift on these if I want to continuously keep on using them. So now we got 3, but it's not the right colors that we want. I'm going to try to shoot for 4, and I'm hoping I get 4, because we're 20% quality with this thing. So hitting a 4 should not be that hard. Okay, there we go. We hit 5. That's good. So I'm going to put Sniper's Mark on hit, and then I can throw in this Inspiration, and then we can also throw in the Summon Ice Golem. If there's any other blue one, like I guess we can kind of level up a Herald of Thunder, why not? There's no reason not to. And then if I want to relist this item for 1 Chaos Orb, I can go ahead and do that. But this is all part of your progression, but I want to start off by doing the Trial of Ascendency. So let's go ahead and do that, and now our DPS is going to be shooting through the roof. I don't remember what it was before, but right now we won't have our Ice Golem buff, but there's no other buffs here. Okay, so just for reference in terms of the upgrade, we used to hit for 14,000, and now we are hitting for 22,000. So basically like a 30% DPS upgrade. And sometimes there's more upgrades if it has some other special bonus, but this one doesn't really have anything. But hello, Wild, how you doing? Alright, so let's go ahead and activate our buff over there, getting that golem. And then we're also going to start this act over here. So we're going to be doing the Cruel Lab. And just like before, if you die, you gotta go all the way back. What Ascendency order, we're doing the Deadeye. Deadeye is really good for the very beginning. But with this League mechanic, I may actually want to get the Mirage Archer one. I was thinking about it. It's actually not a bad idea. Because the League mechanic, it does kind of require you to, like, do something. And if you could throw up a bunch of Mirage Archers, because the Mirage Archer special, like, one that you can get, is one where it lets you have, I think, 3 Mirage Archers, which is significant, instead of having one of these, but they cannot, they won't be, like, right above you, so it doesn't follow you anymore, they kind of stand in place. But for the Path of Exile, like, this League, I actually think it might not be a bad choice, genuinely. It's got some potential. This thing just kind of locked us in the room here. But we'll just continue on. Oh yeah, we'll still one-shot most of the things regardless. Over here, is there a secret? There definitely is a secret. Oh, here it is. Here's a little switch. So what did we find? Shrine? Mysterious dark shrine.
From our primitive past.
Okay. Oh, alright, so Azara will drop an additional unique item on death, so we will get a guaranteed unique. Azaro is the guy that we fight at the Trial of Ascendency. So now we're going to be getting our second superclass. Your character is way squishier than mine, but you followed the guide. So I would say you probably didn't follow it exactly. So I don't know what level you are, but what is your HP at? Because it could be your HP, it could be your armor. Specifically, it's your evasion on your armor, on your chest piece. You want to make sure you have good evasion. But also, you shouldn't be trying to base tank a lot of the boss attacks. Most of the boss attacks will hit pretty hard. But if you're just dying to, like, the regular monsters, then that's something we can easily fix. But if it's like a giant boss's attack, well, a lot of Path of Exile, like, boss mechanics, you just have to be able to dodge them. That's why I always try to teach you guys. Try to shoot, like, once and then move, and you always want to be behind the boss.
Ooh, the weary traveler.
Like, you want the boss's back.
To the end of the path.
You want to be looking at the boss's back most of the time.
Strength to one's enemies.
Yeah, let me know what level you are, and I'll try to help you out. No problem. I always like helping you guys out. This is kind of how I learned the game too. So you see how, like, that attack could actually one-shot us. And
you were born for this.
There are just lots of bosses in this game where
The offspring of suffering
you're not going to be able to sustain the attack. Very soon we're going to be getting a 6-link body armor. Well, once we get like 5 Chaos Orbs. Here you may be able to dash across. Oh, I just did. Cool. So we're just going to keep on moving. I guess we can go over here. We should probably get rid of our Ondar's gloves at some point, though. As much as I enjoy having that attack speed, you need to have HP. But later we're going to be getting Thunder Fists, which are one of the best gloves in the entire game for, like, early leveling. And the reason why I say early is because they are super, super, super good at being able to dish out so much damage to the point where most of the content you can face roll. You'll kill it before it even has a chance to attack you. And that is one legit strategy for Path of Exile. Just kill the boss before it kills you. It's the big brain move. Like, legitimately. It's no meme. Sometimes people meme when I say, if you want to survive some bosses, you just get more damage. And some people think I'm like trolling, but it really is a strategy that a lot of people go for. Oh gosh, there's so many of these switches, but again, most of these switches will do nothing. It can change the orientation of with the way that the traps spin, but alright, so let's see where we are in terms of the area. So now we're still good. Gotta watch out for the spinning saw blades though. Okay, we leveled up. But this area does not pause. So if we're putting in a skill point, we usually want to be at the entrance of the next area, because usually it's kind of safe in that spot. Is there a secret over here? Ooh, there's another switch. Oh, we found 2 of the secrets.
A potent little gift from our primitive past.
So now we have Labyrinth traps are disabled at the Aspirant's trial. Wow, that's actually a pretty good one. So in the boss fight, the traps won't be there. And also try not to click on any of the strong boxes in these areas, because a freeze could be death, and that means restarting, which is no fun. Okay, so now I'll put in my skill point. So we need to get, I'd say some more HP is just going to be nice to have. I got to watch my accuracy rating too. Oh, our accuracy is 3,000 at this point, 3,700. Okay, we are basically A-okay for accuracy rating, because remember our Ice Golem also, as it levels up, it's going to give us more accuracy as well. It's going to be quite nice. Oh, where, how far back did this lead us? I think we've already been here, right? Yeah, this is like the very first area. Sometimes you can get pushed back a room. Okay, let's double check on this. Where's the... Okay. So, oh, we just went back 1. Ah, okay. We're fine. Was the exit all the way over there? You can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to find out where you need to go to. I don't know why it put us that far back, though. Gem leveled up. The Herald of Thunder. Alright. Okay, so now we should be going to the right. Oh. It's right there. That's super easy. But now that the traps are disabled on here, oh man, it's going to be much easier because it makes the spacing so much more generous.
Enjoy the reprisal.
Watch that attack. Don't want to get hit by it.
My mana is gone.
You were born.
Okay.
Loyalty
Next
is a
area.
fire that spreads quickly if the forest is dry.
Okay. And later what we can do is we can actually use Ice Shot and have a lightning arrow casted automatically. And what that will allow us to do is put like other things like power charge on crit. There's a lot of stuff we can do with the mana forged arrows. That's why I always like playing bow now after that. Hello Blood Red, how you doing? Alright. Ooh, some of these areas can be very dangerous. I don't really like the spikes. Because if the spikes hit you and there's another enemy and you're not able to move, well, that's no good. Now, if we want to, we can get the silver key, but I'm just going to go and progress along over here. Oh, we got a shrine over here. A diamond shrine. So all of our hits are crits now. But unfortunately, that doesn't actually give us more damage because we have never deal crits. So it's that like accuracy thing one. But we will eventually get crits. And now we're going to more likely just go to the right. We'll get our next Ascendency. And then the next one, we can either get more damage from targets that are further away, which I think it's a pretty decent one to get. Or we can get extra speed. I kind of like the speed as well, because remember, the faster that we move, the faster that we get things done. If we have more, what's called action speed, we're going to be able to feel a lot better. Our character is going to be much better off. But I like getting that chain earlier on. And the reason why is because, well, clear speed is something that I really value, especially for like a beginner's guide. That way you're just killing content faster. The faster you're killing the content, the faster you get to level up and start farming for the pieces of gear that you want, which is something I really like. Oh, another switch. Man, we're getting all of them today. What is this? Was it just a chest? There wasn't anything here? Nothing. Huh. Oh, there's another switch. There we go. Alright, we got another Dark Shrine. 50% reduced damage taken from the traps, and 50% reduced effectiveness of damage over time from labyrinth traps. Oh, okay, well. It's fine. We don't really need to worry about the traps, like, at all at this point, but that's fine. Because we're on the final area anyways. And if you ever need to refill your flasks, like, you can go back in and kill them. Like, go back to a different area, go through the other side, and then kill them, and then come right back. Alright, so this area, normally there's spikes, but they're all disabled because we got one of the secrets. If you don't get the secrets, your play area is basically this kind of a U shape. You don't want to touch these. Getting hit by the spikes will sometimes ensure that Izaro will hit you. And if he hits you with a slam, it's game over, but we should be A-okay. That item he dropped is so bad. That was our special, like, thing that we got from him. But yeah, it's worth nothing. This is Black Gleam is worth. It's not worth 50 chaos. What? There's no way. Unless it got some crazy buff that I'm unaware of. Okay. Yeah, it's like, let's see. It has physical damage conversion, and then it has fire damage added. But it's like a really low level. Wait, it's 45? What? Okay, well, either way, I guess the damage conversion is okay, but it's like worth 1 chaos orb. If we sell it for 1 chaos orb, cool. But if not, I don't expect it to actually sell. Alright, so we already opened our treasure, and we can now upgrade 2 different things. So we can have increased crit strike chance, or we can have Edict of Ire. And I'll just select this one just because I didn't really like the other one. And it will replace your enchant. You can't keep on stacking enchantments. That'd be kind of cool, though. Though most of them are kind of mid, honestly, towards the end of the game. But what I want to get now is Gathering Winds. You can get more damage if you want. This is more attack speed and more movement speed, which basically is, in theory, more attack speed is more damage, but also more movement speed is kind of tied to DPS because the faster you move to out of trouble, you can start shooting again as well. I like this one. But what we probably will be getting is getting our Ricochet, we'll get Gathering Winds, and then Far Shot and Focal Point. Those are great. You don't always have to get Far Shot. Some people prefer to get Endless Munitions. It kind of depends on your playstyle. But I think Occupying Force may be good for the league mechanic, and we can mess around with it, and we can respec out of it, but it's kind of expensive to do so. It's going to cost these things called Orb or Regrets, and you won't get a lot till like endgame, or it's more so you just buy them off of other players that are getting excess. Alright, so now that we've completed our Trial of Ascendency, we're going to be much faster because we're going to have this thing called Tailwind. What this does is it's going to have the ability to increase our action speed by 8%. So that is going to be a multiplicative action speed based off of all of our additional attack speed. It's going to multiply that. So it's a really good amount. So starting right off for this act, I got my notes over here on the side. I also forgot to start my stream over on the TikToks. So we're going to go ahead and do that as well. And we're going to start our Act 8 play session over here. So let me go ahead and select this. Where is the game capture? Okay. There we go. And I need to do this real quick.
See you.
So this chat box is in the correct window. All right. There we go. And we are ready. So we're going to go from the Sarn encampment on to the left side over here to the toxic conduits. So I got my notes on the side over here. Buffalo Dense. Alright, so let's go. And we're just going to keep on going over here. So we're going through the sewers again, but this time we don't have to collect the platinum buffs. Oh man, everything is just melting. I love that, like, action speed. I can really feel my character moving so much faster. It's great. So we have Danig over here. Danig can convert your currencies, so he's worth doing. So this one has monsters have 100% crit strike chance. So that could be pretty deadly, but I still kind of want it. Additional gems. I don't care about gems. Additional weapon is nothing. Okay, so we talk to him, and then we're gonna set up our thing. So I like this one. So let's do increase quantity, avoid all. I don't care about the other item. Okay. Let me just go back over here and then I could give you this thing because the order matters. You want to get your best reward first. We're gonna detonate this. This could be a little bit challenging because they're always gonna crit. But if we die, we die. It's worth it though. And we have one of our auras not up. Let's see what that one is. Okay. Alright, so on our aura, what do we not have? Did I move something? Oh, my gloves. Oh. I think I left my gloves inside the enchantment thing. Because I was like, where's my vitality? So, I'm actually unaware of what happens when that actually happens. It's very interesting. So, I lost my gloves. Potentially. By leaving them inside of the lab trial. So don't forget to take your thing out. Let's just get some other gloves. Do I even have one Chaos Orb to buy like some other gloves? So I done goofed on that pretty hard. What we actually need to get is what? Precision? I need to get precision. Let's grab these. Alright. That's okay. It's really not that big of a deal. They needed to be replaced anyways, so let's see if we can get... We could, in theory, get basically the same gloves. I was hoping we'd have one Chaos Orb so I could just buy something, but this is fine. We need to get, what? I don't really care about vitality at this point. Okay, well, I want, like, HP. Okay, this is actually perfectly fine. It's got lightning resistance, it's got life, it's got evasion rating. We're fine. So, what I do actually want to do, though, is I do want precision. Unfortunately, we lost out on that one, so I'm going to have to get another precision. So, I could go back to Act 3, the library, and go pick up one. But that was like a mistake, but it's not that really big of a deal because it was an item that was like bad. Let's go ahead and get precision. If I can spell. Oh. There we go. Precision. So we want precision. I originally had vitality, I believe, as well. We just type in the word aura, and you can see what other auras that you can get. I don't think we have enough to throw in haste. Haste is really good too. It gives you increased movement and attack speed. This could be another great thing to have. But precision, the reason why I actually do want precision is because I want to be able to... actually, we can maybe throw in Herald of Thunder now too. Let's see. Yeah, we can throw in that. So we dropped vitality, but it's not really that big of a deal. We didn't really need that one. Originally, I was using because I wanted to maintain myself to be full life, but we're fine. So I was wondering where how we had so much auras. So the mechanic that Danig allows us to have is we can exchange items from him to get other items from the other characters in the game. So if I wanted to get different currencies for the other ones, like specifically for Tujin, you can reroll the items that he has. That could be good as well. So that's why Danig is worth doing, at least for me. If I clear the lab again, my gloves will be there. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I don't think I have the desire to clear it again to get those gloves. Those gloves, they were Ondars, which is like... I like them in the very beginning. I genuinely think they're the best gloves in the entire game for leveling, though, like early level. I know some people prefer Loctonial Caress. Those are also great options, but there's nothing that's going to give you 30, like, I don't know what they require, level 9, like 30% attack speed, added lightning damage, as well as increased movement speed on low life. But on top of that, having accuracy in the very beginning. So it just has a bunch of stuff that's really good. But we're going to have to level up our precision again and again. Hello, Ben. How you doing? Do I think Venom Gyre Deadeye is still good? You saw no one make guides this league. So, just in general, Bow, I believe it's like 25% of like the players playing it right now, and the reason why Bow will be very popular going forward, well, one, there's a couple content creators that are playing it. I mean, I'm playing it myself, Grimro almost always plays bow in the start. I'm sure he's playing bow. But also, Mana Forged Arrows dunks on like so many things now. And Venom Gyre also got a nerf. I played it before though. It's not a bad like skill. It's just that the Mana Forged Arrows means that I can have a secondary setup. Right now I have Mana Forge and Frenzy. So it automatically will give me max Frenzy charges. And I can automatically throw Power Charge on crit and have maximum power charges. So with basically 3 skill slots, I can have maximum. Oh, this boss is so easy. It's a face roll. I mean, you saw it. But if the area gets too cluttered, you can click on this little like wheel here and it'll declutter everything, but she'll basically be invulnerable for a few seconds. It's just such an easy boss fight. You'll face roll it just like this. So no problem, no problem. But yeah, so that's just Doji Cesspool. And as you'll eventually get to it, and then you can get the waypoint and you will continue on. So now we're going to the Grand Promenade. So there's actually 2 different areas you can go to, but I'm going this way. But yeah, the reason why bow will be superior for most players, although I know with Venom Gyre or even Cobra Lash, you get to have a shield, which is good. But at the end of the day, I prefer having max power, max frenzy charges for free, and I can get like extra like slows, and it's just great to have. I like it a lot.
My mana is gone.
Later, I'm going to do increased duration of the Mirage Archer. I'm going to shoot one to activate my Lightning Arrow, and then I'm going to convert it to Ice Shot. And it's just going to be Lightning Arrow for the massive amount of shock that we can deal with Thunder Fist, which I'll show you guys how that's going to work later. But yeah, I can't believe I forgot those gloves. I think I've ever done that once. Just got sidetracked. But I even said we needed an upgrade anyways, and we actually hit a pretty good upgrade. It happened to have some damage, life. That's good enough. But I don't need insane gloves. I can't actually buy any good gloves right now. Thunder Fist usually will go down to like 5-10 Chaos Orbs eventually, but right now it's like 40. There was one pair for 30 today, but they'll go down in price. So yeah, once we're out of the sewers, going to the Grand Promenade, we're just going to keep on moving until we get to our next area. Ooh. So I'm going to wait for those to explode. If you see any of those like giant circles on the ground, they're going to explode in time. What game is this? This game, Richard, is called Path of Exile. It is free to play. It's on everything, but if you're playing on console, I recommend playing on Tuesday. Actually, what day is today? I'm not tracked. Okay, today is Tuesday. Okay, so if you're on console, you're good. The reason why is on console, you guys get the update a couple days later than PC players. But now you are ready to go. All right, and we are ready to go because we're in the next zone. So now we're going to the bathhouse. So in the bathhouse, there's actually several things. So we want to get the Trial of Ascendency. We also have another passive point. So we're going to get more HP here. Do I enjoy PoE more than Diablo 4? For the endgame, 1000%. For the campaign, I mean, Diablo 4 is kind of new to me. I mean, I only did the campaign once, because then I would do the like thing where you get to select. I've already completed the campaign, so, and it's also newer. This guy has a quest item. We don't have to get it, but usually you'll end up finding him. So you can click on this, and you get the wings, and you can deliver them to Hargan. You can see what we get. It's really no big deal, though. It's nothing special. I'll see if I can sell these quivers that we just got for 1 Chaos Orb. If I can sell for 1 Chaos Orb, cool. You can also set up a stash tab where everything is listed for 1 Chaos Orb, but just list everything for 1 Chaos if it sounds cool. If not, no biggie. So he can give us a ring. I think, do we have both? Both our rings being good? I don't remember. Which ring is actually good? Oh, okay.
Good luck.
Okay, let's go ahead and identify these, see if they're any good. We got life and cast speed. Poison, dual wield, minions have 10%. I don't know if that's actually worth it. I don't know if people actually scale minion life.
Go with courage.
Okay, so now we're going to go back to the bathhouse. But bathhouse waypoint is definitely necessary.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Diablo 3, yeah, it has less open map because you basically farm in what's called greater rifts for the most part. But going back to your question, I love Diablo 4's like visual looks, and I think the campaign was alright, but for the endgame, Path of Exile right now has the edge by a long shot. But we're doing the Trial of Ascendency now, so let's go ahead and do that. But the next season of Diablo will actually have a lot more of the open map, because it wants you to do these things, but I don't even think the rewards are worth it. Pop our heals, and I'm just gonna walk through the fire.
Allow your
Click
wisdom
on that,
to be
and we are
tempered by the
good.
flames of the
So
past.
this area has 2 different exits. So what we're gonna do first is we are gonna be looking for an area called the High Gardens, but make sure you get the waypoint. That's pretty important. So we're gonna go from the High Gardens. Oh, the alternate thing that you can do is open up a portal and then die. That's another thing that you can do. But it's fine. We're going to be real fast with this anyways, because our character is very, very fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to be fighting the Reflection of Terror. It's another boss that will drop. Well, he doesn't drop the skill point quest or the skill book, but that's why we do it. What's up, awareness? Oh yeah, we haven't been on D4, and the reason why is because we've been actually playing Diablo 3 because Diablo 3 has a new update with the PTR. And we'll be playing more Diablo 4 for sure. But right now, Path of Exile's new league came out, and I'd say I'm pretty much finished with the season of Diablo 4. As in, like, I still will play the game, but there's no goal for me to like hit in Diablo 4 right now. Until like next season doesn't start till I think October, right? The open gameplay slows down. I mean, they give you mounts for that reason. I think the mounts were designed as another form of microtransactions, but like they feel clunky though. I don't even feel like that they're necessary. I think we could have had like different designs on maybe the waypoints or the portals as microtransactions. I think that would have been a much better compromise to still have microtransaction but not have to deal with the horse. I thought that, you know, my honest thought was I thought they were going to get rid of waypoints when they announced mounts. I was like, ooh, I don't actually like that change. I mean, unless we had like a flying mount that would be like rapidly, like just super fast. I don't think Diablo really needs mounts, especially because it's like only really accessible towards the end of the game, right? Because a lot of times you're mounting up, getting off, doing an objective, then you're going back. But anyways, we're here for PoE. So, this boss over here, it's kind of just shoot and move. But when you see these little, like, liquid balls trying to get hit by them, they do damage. You can dash through them, though. Okay, so, like I said, we're done with this boss. October 17 is the last day of Season 1. I'm wondering if, are they going to start the next season ASAP, or are they going to wait? That's kind of my question as well. That. We'd also get more frenzy charges. It's not actually even that bad to get more frenzy charges because it'll be helpful. Does have any life on it? Good. Okay, so next thing what we want to do is actually scale spell suppression. So that's going to be all of these nodes. And then there's also this node that gives us spell suppression while in full life, but we'll get these spell suppression nodes. Oh, so it's actually an evasion mastery. Oh, okay. But we'll get that one, and we'll be hopefully maxed out on spell suppression, which means we just take half the damage from spells, which is excellent. So after we have gotten that kill on that boss, what we're going to do is talk to one of the NPCs. It's going to give us a item for a skill point. We're going to get this as well. So yeah, next up is the spell suppression. Or if you really need, what else is there? Is there any other good masteries to take right now? I don't think there's really anything good to take. So what I want to do is I want to get that spell suppression, and you want to get this one first. And the reason why is this one just gives you way more numbers. And right now our current spell suppression is 50%. Like as in, wait, it's 50% chance? Our chance is 41, but it's going to be half because we don't have any like investment into additional. But 50% reduction is massive. So yeah, I mean, being able to only take half the damage in this game is pretty big. You need a lot of defenses in PoE. It's not just life. You need armor and or evasion. You need spell suppression, block chance, just damage reduction. There's so many things in this game to scale, which is one thing that's really cool with PoE. So it's probably going to be up and to the right if the bathhouse was over here. That's my guess. Okay, so that's where the hideout is. You can unlock another hideout if you want it. Oh, no, it's going to be up and to the right, yeah. It's too close. How Path of Exile's map system works is they put the entrance and then the exit in terms of its design. It puts like the entrance right here and the exit's right here, and the game kind of fills in the rest. So that's why it's very rare that you'll find two areas that are right next to each other for multiple exits. What do I recommend in Mana Forge Arrow? Okay, so I don't know what level you are, Platypi. Like right now, I don't know if you're following my guide or if you're just... I don't know what build you're playing exactly, but you definitely want to have Frenzy. So Mana Forge Arrows plus Frenzy, so you get all your Frenzy charges. And then you also can, if you're playing Lightning Arrow, then this may not apply. I mean, even though I plan to play Lightning Arrow for a lot of it, eventually I will still play Lightning Arrow, but I will make my 6th link to be Ice Shot, and then I will use Lightning Arrow to apply a very high shock. There's another support gem. It's a blue one, where it makes it so your lightning skills count as doing an insane amount of lightning damage. Forgot what it was called off the top of my head. But your it counts you doing a lot of damage via your shock value, but it doesn't actually hit that hard. So it basically makes it so your Ice Shot basically shocks for free. So you get basically the Yoke of Suffering, which is an amulet, without even having to equip it. But definitely Frenzy in the very beginning. You can also... You can run a lot of different things, but Ensnaring Arrow can actually be good as well. Or you can literally throw Ice Shot. So even if you don't want to use any like freeze duration, if you crit, you're gonna freeze the target. And I believe in, was it this patch or the last patch, what they did with freeze is they made it so targets will always be considered being frozen even if it's under a certain duration. Before it had to be frozen for, I don't know, let's say 0.1 second, because there's a node over here for cold, and we're gonna eventually get this, where enemies permanently take increased damage for each second they've ever been frozen, up to a maximum of 50%. So you basically get to almost double dip into the same numbers as shock, because shock goes up to 50% too. So with those two values, you get 100% increased damage. So yeah. You're 31. Oh yeah, Frenzy is great because it gives you, again, you have basically unlimited Frenzy charges. You can also actually throw Mana Forge Arrows. Works with your the little ghost thing on top, which is called the Mirage Archer. So you can Mirage Archer so you can get all of your 3 Frenzy charges easier until they last a little bit longer. It's another way to do it. Eventually we will do it, but for now, I like Mirage Archer while leveling. It's still good to do, you can do both, but it just makes it so I don't have to attack all the time. Sometimes it'll just attacks for me, you know? And that's nice. Oh, we also need to watch our mana. We were upgrading precision a little bit too much over there. And if you accidentally do that, you can buy a new precision from the vendor, and you won't have that issue. I could probably just drop this. This is totally fine to drop Herald of Thunder. I mean, it literally adds 8 to 31 lightning damage, which is like, it matters. Okay, so where we went is we went from the Lunar's Concourse over on the map, because I was kind of talking about Mana Forge Arrows. We go from the bathhouse to Lunar's Concourse to the Lunar's Temple. We're going to eventually get to Lunar's Temple level 2. And then we're gonna kill a enemy that's gonna be dropping something. He's gonna drop a piece of a puzzle. You're gonna get the moon orb and the sun orb, and you combine them to fight the bosses. It's a really cool looking boss. You've played every build I can, and always farm multiple mirrors a league, and you're bored. You farm multiple mirrors per league. I'm gonna have to call cap on that one, Doug. I want you to show me those mirrors right now. Otherwise, I don't believe it. Multiple mirrors a league. How about like the new league pack? To answer your question, JC, I don't think it's worth doing. Like the Trial of Ancestors right now. Late game, sure. I'm sure there is good rewards, but in the earlier stages, getting like three jewelers, or I'll get to the end game much faster. Oh, so this guy wants to buy the helmet that we had, and let's go ahead and get our 1 Chaos Orb.
Can't see why I'd want to do that here.
Okay, so he wants to buy this helmet, and we're gonna do this real quick. He's following us, so we're just gonna go to trade, and the person has to be next to you to trade. And we'll give him the helmet. He'll give us our 1 Chaos Orb, and we'll be on our way. Continue. But I mean, if you have multiple mirrors right now, I would genuinely be impressed. But I think that guy left. I think he was just a troll. Multiple mirrors? Like, I mean, maybe he got really lucky with that div card gambling. As I said, yeah, I know that guy was a troll. I'm like 99.9% he's a troll, but sometimes people are just that lucky, you know, like with any RNG, that's the way it works. But most people that play PoE, I would say, they don't really lie as often. Like, sometimes with other action RPGs, people will like be scammers, but there are scammers in PoE. I would just say there's a lot less because it requires, I don't know, I want to say a certain level of like intelligence to play this game, so it's like a lot harder to scam certain people, if that makes any sense. Like, for example, in Diablo, okay, I'm not saying Diablo gamers are less intelligent, but I'm saying that like there are ways in Diablo where, like, if you've ever played Diablo 2, where people would put in like a Talrasha armor, but then remove it and put in like a chipped, like a amethyst in an item, it would appear the same. But Path of Exile doesn't let you actually trade that way. And the reason why is because Path of Exile is smart, and Path of Exile forces you to look at the item before you commit to the trade. So it kind of has like a way where it prevents scams, if that makes any sense. Whereas Diablo, I mean, you just hit accept trade, and you don't even have to, right? Yeah, Diablo is a lot more streamlined. So I guess the best answer, or the best way to put what I was trying to like say, because again, I wasn't trying to say people that play Diablo are less intelligent, but it has like preventative measures in this game where you cannot scam. So like there's a lot less people that would like just lie about it. Anyways, once you get the moon orb, you kill the boss. That boss is a face roll though. It doesn't matter. We're gonna go back to the Sarn encampment, and then we are gonna exit a different way. So we're gonna go back to the Lunaris concourse, and we are going to, here, I'll show the map. So now we're going to go onto the other side of the area. So you can go from the toxic conduits and go this route, or you can go the other route. It doesn't really matter which route you choose first, but we're just going to go on the other side. Let me see if it's going to be up there. I think it's going to be this way. Okay, well, I got lucky. And now we see the harbor bridge. Don't worry about getting the waypoint here. You'll never get it. It's a myth. This waypoint doesn't exist. What happened to D4? I don't know. What do you mean, what happened to D4? Like, why am I not playing it? It's a very frequently asked question, since, you know, I do play it. But right now there's a new Path of Exile League. If you're wondering like why everyone's playing this game, even I'm pretty sure DM's playing it. I'm sure Asmongold's playing it. there's a lot of content creators that were Path of Exile players that were checking out Diablo, but they've kind of moved on to Path of Exile again. And you'll see us come back to Diablo, you'll see us come back to Path of Exile. It's just in between seasons, we kind of swap. Oh, the music stopped. Okay. So now we're going to go to the Solaris Concourse. So we have the Moon Orb, and now we're going to get the Sun Orb. So basically 2 different orbs here. At the waypoint. Now we are going to look for the Solaris Temple is what it's called. We're going to get to level 2. And then we're going to go back. Oh, someone wants to buy the bow. Cool. Just like that, we've traded again. And you can list these on forums, but again, the premium stash tab just makes things so much easier. So much easier. So we're going to go to the hideout. Go to trade. Bam. And accept. And now we have an additional currency. Alright, now we're going to go back to town. And go right back. And you can customize your hideout to whatever you want. You can put you know, cartoon characters and lots of stuff. Some people are really creative, like that one over there. That was a creative one. The adding new classes to Quay has a drop. So Quay has reworked Ascendencies almost every league, which is basically like a secondary class. It does change the character quite a bit though. Alright, so now we're in the Solaris Concourse. So all we're doing is the exact same thing as the Moon Temple, but it's just, instead of it being blue, it is now like a orange and red. And we're just going to level 2. We're just getting the Sun Orb. This waypoint is not like important, but it was right there. But getting the Solaris Concourse area, you do want that waypoint because you're going to go back. Okay, looks like we already found level 2. We are just zooming. This is actually kind of one of the longer acts because it requires you to go to level 2 in 2 different areas. And it's got the Trial of Ascendency, and it's got the bathhouse, the Reflection of Terror. It's just, there's a couple things that are just further away, but it's okay because this build that we're playing, it's a very fast build. When we play melee, oh man, it becomes painful. Alright, pleaded greaves, those are not really worth anything. They have some damage conversion. In fact, oh, hold on. We can maybe actually use these. So they have, have they changed this? Oh, I think they ruined these. I think Storm Charger used to. It's unaffected by shocked ground, and increased duration doesn't matter. Oh, these are terrible. I think before they actually had damage converted from physical to lightning, which actually would have been like an okay thing. I'm gonna have the full conversion anyways right now. Oh, is that the area? Maybe to know. Just seeing things. Alright, Costas, have a good minute. Thanks for stopping by. That. Do I only stream? Oh no, we're streaming on TikTok and Twitch. TikTok and Twitch is where I stream on right now. Unfortunately, because I'm a Twitch partner, it doesn't let you stream on YouTube, or well, I don't really care to stream on Facebook ever. I guess the alternatives would be kicking YouTube that I wouldn't mind just simulcasting to. Good. Now we got the Sun Orb. But yeah, same username on TikTok, on Twitch. You guys can watch wherever you guys prefer. So I know sometimes people want to lay down their bed and like I'll watch a TikTok live for a few minutes here and there. Alright, so now that we got both the orbs, we got Sun and Moon, we're gonna go back to the Sarn encampment. I also have a skill point, so we can go throw in that skill point. We actually should be getting some extra damage here very soon. And we actually could get this evasion over here. There's actually, if we want to get more damage, we can have the hits have a 25% chance to treat the enemy's monsters' resistances as inverted, which is actually pretty nice. But I just want to get as much spell suppression as possible. So yeah, we're going to finish this and max out our spell suppression now. And we are going to now go back to the Solaris Concourse, and from the Solaris Concourse we're going to try to go downward here.
I'm not up for that.
And there's actually another skill quest, and there's actually 2 skill quests that we need to get over here. That's why this act is just kind of long. You have to get both of the orbs. From Solar's Temple. You know, it might be Solar's Temple to get to the other area. So it might be faster if we go from Solar's Temple and then go from there. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you know what? Actually, it is going to be Solar's... I believe it's Solar's Temple. And instead of going to the left, we're going to go to the right. Let's see. It's over here. Or it could be this little path down here. That thing will pop and explode. So yeah, from Solar's Temple, we're going to go back to level 1. So, you know what? It is important to get the waypoint on Solar's Temple. My bad on that. I mean, you can go from the other route, but I don't have the waypoint from it, so we're gonna go this way. All right, should be to the right. There we go. And then we're gonna go to Imperial Fields. And this is gonna loop us around. There's a quest coming up. Oh, it doesn't have the quest yet, but there will be an area that we get to. It's going to be actually, I think it might be called like the marketplace. I'm just going to follow the path from Imperial Fields. Yeah, the reason why I love that Mirage Archer is like you shoot once and then it continues shooting for you. It's great. Alright, the Grain Gate. So, okay. So there is another area in here, but I actually think it's in the Imperial Fields for the other quest. There's like the Gemling Legion. It's either in here or it's really close by. Oh, we have the waypoint here. We're good. Okay. I just need to double check on that. My bad. We don't have the waypoint for Grain Gate, though. Okay. So, we're going to go to the Grain Gate, and we're going to be looking for an ankh. And there's like 2 different side areas that we can go to from here. We're going to have to find all of them, so... Okay, so if you see any maps, pick them up. We're going to be using them for the endgame content, but they can start to drop like right now, I guess. Alright, here we go. So at the Grain Gate, this is the quest. So you're looking for this boss. I mean, the boss melts so fast. This one's another like face roll. Okay, yeah, we need to get to the next area on the bottom. What's up, Kai? Am I gonna play Starfield? That doesn't come out for a while, right? I know there's Immortals Evian that came out today, and I'm thinking about checking out that game. I'm gonna see how long it takes to beat. There's also Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. There's like so many things that all came out at like the exact same time. So many things. Okay, pick up all the maps. All of the maps. But yeah, definitely Starfield. September 6th. Wow. Wow. That's the exact same day that I have like a YouTube creator meeting. So yeah, we'll definitely be on it though. For sure. That game actually looks really interesting. Like I saw some of the customization in that game, and I like games where you get to customize your character. That's why I love PoE so much. So yeah, PoE will keep me entertained up until like that game comes out. Evium's also out today, but I'm gonna check out the reviews. It's looking like it was like a 7 or 8 out of 10 for most reviews so far. Yeah, if you guys want to know kind of what that game is, it's kind of like a Spellcaster first-person shooter game, but I think it's single-player only, as far as I'm aware. If someone wants to confirm that, I'm pretty sure it's single-player only, and it's like a story-only game. So maybe I'll just watch it on YouTube. Like some games, I would rather watch than play. Like The Last of Us, that was one game where like I didn't care to play it. But watching it, it was a cool game to watch, for sure. But it wasn't a game where I necessarily needed to play it or actually wanted to. It was too slow. I could probably watch Baldur's Gate, but Baldur's Gate has a lot of things where you get to make decisions, and like I want to be the one making decisions, and we still got to play Baldur's Gate too. So yeah, there's so many games to play right now. It's awesome. And then also in October, we have Ghost Runner 2 coming out. We watched. Oh, which game, Platypie? The Immortals Evim or or which game? Starfield. Has new season started? Yes, Rick. The new season has indeed started. Okay, so. Once we get to the Quay, this is important. We're going to look for 2 different exits at the Quay. So in the Quay, there's these little boats that you can jump on. So the first area is going to be this resurrection site, and the other area that we need to go towards is an ankh. The ankh is hidden in a chest, that's like kind of far out on one of these boats. You may encounter one or the other first. It depends on your route. Like this route should probably lead us to the resurrection site, but sometimes you get the ankh first. Maybe we'll find the ankh. Alright, we need to stop leveling up that precision. The reason why it's going to keep on eating up our mana.
I'm not up to that just yet.
We can eventually max out precision, but there's another few things that we need to get to actually do that. Okay, so here is the resurrection site, but we don't go there yet. We need to get the ankh because it's going to give us a part of a quest. This act is definitely one of the longer ones, but the other 2, I'd say a little bit shorter. And then we'll also go over the end game, because that's where the fun actually starts with this game. I mean, I don't mind doing the campaign. It's not too bad just one time every season for Pee-wee. It's because I don't mind making the guides, and I generally like seeing kind of the progression. I mean, most of the time we just one-shot everything. But like on the bosses, it may take a couple seconds, which is no surprise. Alright, so where is the boat? It could be right here, and it also could be right there. It's just that small little series. Oh, The Last of Us. Oh, okay, yeah. I liked watching that game. I would never want to play that game. That's a game where like I could watch and it's like a movie, right? Some games are like that, where like the story is like so good, but some games are more linear than others. Like obviously with Baldur's Gate, I mean I could do so many different things, and I love that. Like there's like a well that we went down the other time I played, and I spent like an hour just in this little well, and there's like the more cutscenes and characters. Like there's just so many things in that game. It's absolutely amazing. We need to play that game later today too, though, for sure. But I've got some work on Diablo that I need to finish. Diablo content creators. We have to test out. We only have one more thing to test out. There's only really like 3 builds that have emerged out of the new season. And I've completed 2 of them. So I just have 1 more to complete and then do the testing, write up some feedback, and what things should be fixed. I honestly feel like the whole season should be reworked on Diablo. Because the seasonal theme is simply not enough. The rewards are not good, and Path of Exile just increased the rewards. If you guys remember, on my very second part, okay, this is before they even tweeted out that they're increasing the rewards, I was like, dude, these rewards are not enough. But I think it's safe. Path of Exile is relatively smart, though, and they would rather not nerf, and they would rather buff something. And I think that makes a lot more sense, because when you nerf, it makes people angry, right? But I would still say the league has been a lot more rewarding than last league in terms of like Chaos Orb drops. And in terms of just items dropping in general. It feels a little bit more generous, but I think it was something like Calandra League where all the drops kind of went bad, and it's still pretty bad to be honest compared to what it used to be. Like most of the time I'd find 1 Divine Orb or Exalted Orb before I would get to maps, and now it's like, man, you're not getting it. You'd be lucky to get like 10 Chaos Orbs, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so now that we've got this ankh over here, we have to go all the way back over here. This is why this act is one of the longer ones. And if there's a 6 socket, you can pick it up. I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. I mean, I have 1 already. I just don't have enough room. And that will happen sometimes. Don't worry about it. But if it's 6 linked, then you always want to pick that up. It's going to be another 20 fusers. Is this Diablo? No, this is not Diablo. The name of this game is Path of Exile. Whew. And then we're going to get more spell suppression. So we're going to max out this one. And then after we max out this one, we're going to get the spell chance to suppress spell damage is lucky. That means that the spell suppression will roll twice. So how that works is, in theory, as long as we have 50%, it would roll twice. It doesn't actually give us 100%. Rolling 50% twice is actually 75%, but it still is kind of nice to have. Anyways, we're going to go to the resurrection site and talk to Clarissa with the ankh. And so, as far as the like storyline, this is her boyfriend. And she's like trying to save him, but he gets turned into like a zombie. Like, I love this thing. Like, look at this. We could just chill. It's doing all the work for me. But we can get 3 of these, and that actually makes the game kind of fast, to be honest. I think it's actually a pretty good thing to have. I might get it next just for like this league mechanic, because I think it's pretty cool. And so you find out you can't save him, and the only solution is to get him. And then she says thank you, and then in town she will then give us a skill point. We also have another skill point for the name of the quest is the Gemling Legion. So we're gonna go complete that.
Watch out for spiders.
Okay, so first things first, let me get rid of this item because I have no room to accept the quest. So we're gonna take this and then go to Clarissa, and she's also gonna give us a skill point.
Watch yourself.
Okay, and there we go. And then now, this is actually a much better life flask because it heals for a lot more. Let's see if we can get a good roll on it. Removes curses isn't bad. Extra charges isn't bad. I just need to have like immunity to corrupted blood on one of the flasks. I don't care which one it does, but it helps out because we don't have corrupted blood immunity yet, but it's something that we will definitely want to get. So now we're going to get is the chance to suppress spell damage is lucky, so it basically rolls twice. So it is very nice to have 100%, and we're eventually just going to get 100%, so we'll refund that skill point later, but we're going to be putting skill points into this to get more spell suppression. And our current spell suppression chance is 77%, and then I don't know what it's going to be once we finish that. It'll be close. And we can also get it on armor. There's other ways to get spell suppression, but for now, that's what we got. And now with both of the orbs, the sun and the moon orb completed, we are going to put it in the area that requires. I think this one was pretty close by. This one is just like to the right. So you now we'll go to the harbor bridge. That waypoint is like impossible. I've given up on trying to ever get that waypoint in every single one of my playthroughs. It's always faster. Skip the waypoint and then just go, because we're coming up to the end of the boss. The end of the act boss. This boss is not too difficult. Rain of arrows. No, lightning arrow for the clear speeds, man. I like it so much more. Alright, so this is the boss. We got the moon sun orb, throw it in there. We're ready. Yeah, just shoot once, move. Ideally, you can be behind them, but most of the damage doesn't really matter too much. We're already res capped. Yeah, we're fine. I'm assuming sun is fire damage, and moon is cold damage, but yeah, it won't really matter. It's a pretty easy boss fight. Shoot, move, shoot, move. Try to be behind them. About orb. That corrupts an item. They have a little like beam of light comes down. It's actually called Heaven's Fury in Diablo 3. It's like the same exact thing, but then the moon and sun orb, they break. I think it's a really cool like idea for a boss to have this like dual elements, but it's a really easy boss fight. Alright, we can talk to. Okay, I know. Sorry, you don't have to talk to him, but hey, he's just a free extra NPC. So over here is a great way to level if you are far behind on levels. We're gonna stop leveling up precision for now. We will eventually level it up more later. Like this is just melting everything. It's great. I love it. Oh, there's the corrupted blood. If you start seeing like your HP start draining a lot, more than likely it's corrupted blood. It'll have a little icon. It looks almost less like a flower. It's just like a red debuff. Is this on console? Yeah, Alex. It should be out at 10 a.m. today. So it should be already out because today's Tuesday. I mean, I'm not playing on console myself, but it should be out at. It should have came out at 10 a.m. today. So yeah, you're good to go. Play the new league.
Yes.
Now is indeed the time. You know, one of these days I need to do a console playthrough. I actually had the offer to test the game for a console. But like, it's such a hard game to play on console for like my like thought process. However, there is a better trade system. Oh, this is corrupted blood, by the way. So the corrupted blood, well, I guess it's not doing enough damage for it to matter, but it does actually do a lot of damage, I promise. It's a pretty deadly thing. So Act 8, very long, but we got it done. Alright. Okay, so let's talk to all the NPCs, but this is going to wrap up Part 8, Act 8 for our PoE playthrough. We only got 2 more, and then we get to finally play the end game, which is where the good content is, and we're just going to be deleting screens of enemies, and we get to go super zoom, and it's going to be awesome. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed Part 8. If you did, drop a like on it, and I'll see you guys in Part 9 very soon.